bow and a hug, especially after a long day at work, this is the dish for you. It's called Canh or hot, sweet, sour Vietnamese soup, and it's delicious. You can use any fish you like. I've used sea bass today. Vietnamese people like to use river fish like catfish, but I find that a little bit muddy. So for me, I think salmon or sea bass would be perfect. So all we do is season it with a little bit of salt and sugar. And in this dish, you don't use any pepper. So I have fresh pineapple in my fruit bowl, so today we're going to use this. But generally, if you come home from work and you don't want to do this, just use a can with chunks of pineapple, and that's perfectly fine. And you just take the core out, centre. And for this recipe, you only need half a pineapple. And then we just cube it. Today I'm using Isle of Wight Tomatoes. Thank you so much for sending these to me. I've chosen different type of ones, so round one, little ones, different colours. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the okra into slices as well. The trick to okra is don't overcook them. A lot of people don't love them because they're slimy when you cook them too long, but if you just cook them in for a very small amount of time, they're delicious. They've still got nice texture and they're not too slimy. And what I love about this dish is just look at the colour. You know it's going to be good for you. So for me, I'm going to put one bird's eye chilli in, and I'm going to save a large one that's not too spicy for the topping on when you decorate it, so for garnish. And I want to show you the two herbs, which is rice paddy herb, which you can buy in a good Asian store. And this one you probably see when you eat pho, which is saw leaf or ngò gai. Or I think sometimes they call Thai's parsley. They have a really distinct smell, and when this hit the soup, it instantly makes me think of home. It's my favourite soup, so I remember when I practice or do my homework or practice my piano, I know when I can smell this floating through the house, it's time to pack up my homework and head down to the kitchen. And then lime juice. We tend to use tamarind for Vietnamese sour soup, but I much prefer lime juice. You can get them quite easily, and I prefer the freshness of the lime. And for this dish, I love my soup quite sour, so I would say 2 limes and round about 100 milliliter of juice. And then the last step, 2 garlic cloves. And then it's ready to go. So it looks like I'm doing this just for the camera, but actually the prep work is really important. You want to get everything ready, because the moment you're ready to cook it, it's going to be over very quickly. So make sure the prep is done, get everything ready, and then we start the cooking process. So a tablespoon of oil, then add the garlic, then turn the heat down. You don't want to burn the garlic. It smells beautiful. The next thing is we're going to add the pineapple. So you cook the pineapple in the garlic oil. So I'm going to add some of the tomatoes, but leaving the slices to add towards the end. It's been there for a couple of minutes. Just add the water in. You can use fish stock, but you know what? You don't need to. Just water will be fine. So now what we're going to do, we're going to flavour my stock. We're going to go in with 100 ml of lime juice. If you use tinned pineapple, I say try 1 tablespoon of sugar and then taste it, because they're quite sweet. With fresh pineapple, sometimes like this one, it's not too sweet. So what I've done is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons in, and then I'm going to taste it and adjust. And lastly, it's Vietnamese fish soup, so we're going to add fish sauce, so 3 tablespoons. So what you're looking for is salty, sweet, spicy. Bring the stock to the boil before you add the fish. That's really important. Because the fish are this size, they only cook about 2 or 3 minutes. Some people like to fry the fish on the skin before you put it in. As a southerner, In Vietnam, we don't do that. So the moment the soup comes to the boil, I'm going to add my fish. So this portion I've done is for 4 people, for like a starter or part of a meal. Or if you're hungry, then I say this pot is big enough for 2 for main course.
Or for 1 if it's for me.
Or let's face it, for 1 if I'm really hungry. I've been known to eat a whole pot by myself. And once it's been in for about a minute, let's add our okra. Bean sprout. Literally 10 seconds to cook the bean sprout. So it's piping hot now. So what you do is we're going to turn it off, and the last thing is we're going to add the herb and be really generous. So you need to ladle equal amount of pineapple, tomato, okra, so everybody gets a decent share. Lots of lovely, delicious stock. With a edible flock. So this is my delicious 1-pot, quick, easy supper, Vietnamese Canh, or as we know it, fish hot sweet sour soup.